So, we got to hear from Broncos safety Kareem Jackson for the first time since his second suspension for multiple flagrant fouls against opponents. And quite frankly, he put the NFL on blast. I mean, he nuked them to orbit. He got to speak to the media at Pat Surtain's charity event tonight, and apparently he's flying to New York tomorrow to meet with Roger Goodell, but he's not too optimistic about what's going to become from that meeting. So let's go ahead and take a listen here to what K-Jack had to say.
Not since my appeal. I'm actually going to meet with Goodell tomorrow, so we'll see what comes of it.
In person? In person?
Yeah,
In New York?
yeah, going to New York tomorrow.
What do you hope to get out of this? Some clarity on this?
Clarity. I feel like it's a lot of gray area, I mean, for me, I see a lot of the same things happening around the league that guys aren't going through what I'm going through. No flags, no fines, no suspensions. Not really sure why I'm being, treated the way I'm being treated. I'm making, regular football plays. Nothing malicious in my opinion. But at the same time, like I said, just some clarity. I just want to, know why I'm the only person that's going through what I'm going through.
Well, and that frustration, I mean, we talked to you as you were coming back from the last suspension, and you said that they weren't very clear at the league level as far as how to make any, I guess, necessary adjustment.
Yeah, it's no clarity, a lot of gray area. Asked a ton of questions, and I told them, I'll be in the same situations. How am I supposed to, play, or how am I supposed to go about these situations? So hopefully some comes of this meeting. I don't think much will, because I don't even think they know.
I think that says a lot right there, that Kareem doesn't even think the NFL knows what they want him to do. And that's frustrating because he says that he has asked them multiple times what they expect him to do when he's in that situation. Do they want him to hit him high? Do they want him to hit them low? What do they want him to do? Do they want him to hit him low and then risk taking out his knee and potentially permanently altering a guy's career? Like, literally, it feels like the NFL has provided no clarity to Kareem Jackson on this situation. They're trying to use him as a scapegoat and as an example, but they're really not even stating what they want him to do and what they're making an example of for. It's just frustrating when they're basically not even telling him what he's doing wrong, basically, and how to fix it. So the NFL is showing their big-time hypocrisy here when they're basically trying to make an example and single out Kareem Jackson, and yet they're not even trying to make the steps necessary to correct it. So, again, man, it's frustrating. And Kareem Jackson rightfully put the NFL on blast. And he's going to continue here and just continue to roast the league.
At this point, I feel like I'm the poster child for whatever they're trying to get across or prove. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
How hard is it to be away from your team, especially the way you guys are playing?
It's extremely hard. Guys are playing great. Obviously for me, just want to be a part of it and be there with the guys. Not being able to be in the building, and that's another thing as well. Not being able to be in the building. For the league to advocate for, mental health, but to cut a guy off from everything. All the guys, you can't come in the building. You can't cold tub and none of that stuff in the building. I mean, you can't tell me that you care about the guys and then cut them off. What if I don't have a support system? So it's a lot of things they're doing and saying is contradicting in my opinion. So.
Yeah, man, and that's another thing. The NFL claims that they care about player safety and player mental health, yet they don't allow them in the building to be around their teammates and be a leader in the locker room when they're suspended. And for some situations, I can totally understand that, especially if it's like a violation of personal conduct or something like that. But in this situation, Kareem Jackson is one of the biggest leaders in the Broncos locker room. And yes, you could also say that he shouldn't put his team in compromising situations, but I'll go back to again, the NFL isn't even telling him how he can fix this problem and not put his team in a compromising situation. So it's just the double standard of the NFL, and I'm glad that someone like Kareem Jackson is exposing this. Wouldn't be surprised at all if he got another fine for these comments, and if Roger Goodell hears these comments and just doubles down on that 4-game suspension once again. Kareem again says he's not too optimistic about what's going to come out of that meeting with Goodell tomorrow in New York, but it's frustrating. Kareem's then going to continue to talk about how he continues to plan on helping out the guys in the locker room despite having to be away from the team.
Just hopefully I can get some clarity.
Why was it important for you to be here tonight for Pat?
For me, always important to support Pat. Obviously him being a part of the DB group. My thing is supporting the guys, regardless, no matter what they're doing. I'm all about supporting these guys and what they do off the field. This is great, his foundation and having these events, and to be out in the community, and being a staple here in the Denver community, he'll be here for a long time. So, for him to, do these events, for me, it's always important to support.
Yeah, man, it's frustrating. It really is. And I'm glad to see Kareem Jackson still taking that initiative to be a leader in the locker room despite having to be away from the team. And that just goes to show the integrity and character of Kareem Jackson as a human being. And anybody who questions Kareem Jackson's character, I'm sorry, you need to reevaluate what you're looking at, honestly, because Kareem Jackson is a great man, and the fact that he's in this situation is really, really frustrating, and I just hope that he gets some clarity out of this meeting with Roger Goodell tomorrow in New York.